Hi guys, welcome to another day. My name is Obinje and it's no news that I am a Nigerian who is living here in Ghana. I have done a couple of videos talking about Nigeria and Ghana and all of that. And today's video, I'm going to be talking about what it's like being a Nigerian living here in Ghana. And to, talk about it, I have drafted a couple of questions, or not couple of questions, I've drafted a number of questions that I think would be able to answer my whatever it is that I want to talk about being a Nigerian here in Ghana. If you're a Nigerian here in Ghana and you're watching this video, please you can also answer the questions down below. Or if you are a foreigner living here in Ghana, you can also answer the questions and let us know what it's like living in Ghana here. So guys, are you ready for the questions? And trust me, the questions are not anything too serious. It's just something light. So guys, I'll be back. So guys, you're welcome back, and I must say that living in Ghana as a Nigerian, it does have its good, its bad, and its ugly moments. But whatever the situation is, whatever the case is, we have been here for a number of years. And let me tell you, the fact that we've been here means that all is good. All is good in the sense that like I said, it did have its bad times, it did have its good times, it did have its ugly times. But when you sit down to analyze it, that means it is worth the time, the stay, and everything involved in it. So my first question is, what was my first impression of Ghana when I arrived here? So honestly speaking, I did not know have an idea of how Ghana was going to be or how Ghana should be. Everything about Ghana that I had seen was from the movies that we were watching, the Ghanaian movies that we were watching back home in Nigeria. And honestly speaking, from the movies, you see, the movies only get to show a certain part of Accra, most likely. And to tell you the truth, the parts that I used to see on movies made Ghana look so developed. So that by the time I came here, I realized that no, Ghana is not as developed as the movies were showing. Because if you were watching the kind of movies I watched, they showed the high class, kind of lifestyle. And so I believe that coming to Ghana, it was going to be But coming here, it made me realize that Ghana is just like every other African country that does have its system in different, areas. We have the place of the high, the middle class, and the low income. It was silly of me to just to have believed basically everything that I saw on the on telly. But honestly speaking, coming here, I saw that it's just like every other country, and it did have everything that comes with a country. It's just like some of us who we've never been to to foreign countries. Everything we see on television, we are ha ha ha. Then we go there and realize that this place is just it's just like home. I mean, basically the way things are at home. So that was how it was for me when I came to Ghana, and I'm like, indeed, human beings are living here, and everything that is associated with humans, the rich, the middle class, the low class, is everything that is obtainable here in Ghana. So that was how my first impression was when I came to Ghana. The next question is, how do Ghanaians perceive Nigerians? Now, this is a very, very, very touchy question, because if you are a Nigerian living here in Ghana, at one point in time or the other, you have gotten that, oh, Nigerians are scammers, Nigerians are Yahoo boys and girls, or Nigerians are prostitutes, or that, that kind of demeaning, outburst towards us. And honestly speaking, this is exactly how Ghanaians do perceive Nigerians, and whether you believe it or not, it's true. But the thing is that our predecessors, when I say predecessors, the Nigerians who came here before us, not all of them, some of them actually did not, leave good image for those of us who were going to be coming after them. And it's so unfortunate that they had created an image about Nigerians to Ghanaians, so that when the Ghanaians see the typical Nigerian, they just assume that this typical Nigerian living here in Ghana is a Yahoo guy, is a scammer, or that lady is a prostitute, and all of that. Now, like I said, it's not all the Nigerians that are into this way of life, but it's the stereotype that has already been created for Nigerians. So if you are not living that type of lifestyle here in Ghana as a Nigerian, you have to walk twice or thrice the temple to be able to let Ghanaians know that that is not how you are, or that is not how the average Nigerian is. So like I said, the Ghanaians actually perceive us in that bad light. What are the cultural differences that I have noticed between Nigeria and Ghana? I have talked about the differences between Nigeria and Ghana in a video. I'm going to leave it up here on the description. You can go watch that video. And yes, there are so many differences, cultural differences between Nigeria. If you're talking about our traditional outfits for occasions are there. They are quite different. If you're talking about burial rites and all of those things, it's different from Nigeria. Even if you're talking about marriage, traditional marriage and rights and all of those things is different. If you're talking about the currency, it's different. If you're talking about food, it's different. If you talk about even music, it's different. And even the movies that they act, their storylines are kind of different from our Nigerian storylines. So there are so many differences between Ghana and Nigeria. So guys, go watch that video. So how do I stay connected to my Nigerian roots here in Ghana? How do I stay connected with my Nigerian heritage and everything in Ghana? Food. I try as much as possible to cook my local dishes right here in Ghana. I try as much as possible to go source out the ingredients, even though at times getting them might be more expensive than cooking the Ghanaian dish and all of that. But then remember that I am from Nigeria, and I wouldn't say because I have left Nigeria I'm going to forget basically everything about me. I have kids, and I also would want them to remember where they are coming from or where they are from. So we try as much as possible to cook our local dishes, and at times we get to speak the local language to them, so that even as they are learning the local language here in Ghana, they still know that they have a language back home that they must learn and be able to speak. And once in a while we put on our local attire for where we are coming from back home in Nigeria. So those are one of the things that we try to do. I forgot, we try to also attend events of our traditional or traditional meetings and all of that. There's a video I also made of when we had our first get together for people of our tribe here in Ghana, so you can go watch that video. So we try to do all of these things to also come together and remember that we are one, and we're not going to lose touch and lose track of our heritage. What do I like most about living in Ghana? I think Ghana as a whole, the people of Ghana are welcoming. Now that is, take away the fact that they perceive Nigerians in a particular way. When they are naturally welcoming, yes. Even if at that time they know that you are a Nigerian or you are not in Nigeria, they are very welcoming, because they know that as a foreigner, you are new to the country, you don't know most things about the country. So they are ready to go out of their ways to, indoctrinate you into the system, to make you, give you kind of a soft landing. And then another thing which makes it very, very sweet is that when they even know that you're doing a legit work here in Ghana, they're like, wow, a Nigerian with a difference, that kind of thing. So actually, all of these things have made living in Ghana very easy and comfortable for we foreigners. I say we foreigners, yes, because I know that on this ground I can speak for quite a number of foreigners here. So I think the welcoming nature, the acceptable nature of the Ghanaians have made living here very, very, very comfortable. And as a matter of fact, you can see that there are inter-country marriages or intertribal, no, not intertribal, interracial marriages or inter-ethnic marriages between Ghanaians and foreigners that are in the country. So all of these things, when you put it together, it makes it worthwhile living here in Ghana. Have I been able to learn the Ghanaian language? No, no, no. Shame on me. I haven't been able to learn the language, but that I haven't been able to learn the language doesn't mean that there are basic things that I do not know in Ghana language here. For instance, the tree, etise, eye, akwaba, medase, those basic, greetings and all of that, I know them. I know there are some other things that I cannot just put into perspective right here, but I know it's just that I think my problem would be being able to return it in speaking. But to an extent, I understand when they speak to me. So I think that's just it about the language here. I haven't been able to learn to speak fluently back. How have I been able to navigate the healthcare system here in Ghana? So you see, when I came to Ghana here, initially I came with a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old, at that time when I came newly to Ghana. And if you come at that time with that, with those ages of kids, that means you are going to be visiting the hospital every now and then. But to tell you the truth, it wasn't a difficult thing. I think the system was just almost as it was back home in Nigeria. We had to go get the NHIS card, and it was easy. So I don't think I found it difficult navigating the system, because how do I put it? The process that you would go through to getting to see a doctor was just almost the same way back home. For instance, as a new back then when I was new here in Ghana and I had to visit the hospital the first time, I had to go cut a card, and the process in getting a card, you go to the hospital, you queue at the accounts department, you pay, all of those things, you come back, you go for your weighing and all of that before you get to see the doctor. Which what aside that, because I used the government hospital. So I think the only thing that I would say is the hours that you would need to wait before you get to see a doctor. And the reason is because it's a government hospital, so there's so many people also using the hospital. And I can say it's almost the same thing back home. If you have to go to the hospital, a government hospital back home, that means you'd have to leave home quite early, because you'd want to be among the first set of people that get to see doctors, so that you don't stay too long in the hospital. And that's basically the same thing here. So navigating the healthcare system here and getting to know basically everything about it was just, let me use the word, a walk in the park for me. What advice will I give to a Nigerian? Particularly, I'm going to be saying a Nigerian coming to Ghana, and that is because, like I said, the Ghanaians already have an image, a stereotype image about Nigerians living here in Ghana. So you're probably coming to Ghana like me. When I came to Ghana, now this is me being truthful, guys, I didn't really know anything about the Yahoo or scamming. I did not know anything about it back home. No, me saying that I did not know about it I mean by, of course, back home we know about Yahoo, we know about scamming and all of that, because these are things that are being talked about every now and then. But I did not know about the degree of it here in Ghana. I did not even know that Nigerians were topping the chart in that area coming to Ghana. So coming here to Ghana, I did not know about it. It did not even scratch the surface of my brain that this is what is obtainable about Nigerians here. This was when I came here and I started getting the subtle talks or the outright talks for people, that I understood that this is exactly what is going on here in Nigeria. So my advice to any Nigerian who is coming here to Ghana: know exactly what it is that is bringing you here. Are you coming here to do business? Then focus on your business. Are you coming here for a job? Getting a job here in Ghana entails one or two things. You need to get your permit to work here, because with your permit to work here, that means you'll be able to get a bank account that will be paid, your salary will be paid into. And if for whatever reasons you say you do not want that, that's a long road for you, then know that the kind of job you will get here are jobs that are not going to be paying you anything. We're talking about shop attendants, those kind of things. And these are jobs that cannot survive you as a family man, even as an individual. These are jobs that you are going to work till your wit's end, and you're going to be taking little or next to nothing home. So if you're coming here as an individual, or whatever it is you're coming as here, and you want to get a job, I would advise that you settle all of those things before you come to Ghana. Try and get your work permit, and your work permit, that means you need to get a job. So try get a job back home from Nigeria before you come to Ghana. And if that is not your case, then have your money to set up that business that you want to, venture into, because honestly speaking, it's not going to be easy for you, and you wouldn't want something that is going to make you put your hand into, Yahoo or prostitution or theft and crime and all of that, because that will be furthering the assertion that they already have about Nigerians. And again, because you are in Nigerian, if you are caught on the wrong side of the law, it's not going to be easy for you. It's not going to be a walk in the park for you. It's not going to be something that maybe somebody will do and get away with it easily, that you too you will get away with it easily. So come here, mind your business, mind the hustle that pays you, the legit hustle that pays you, and stay out of trouble. So guys, this is basically what I think it is like living in Nigeria, in Ghana here as a Nigerian. And I hope that I get to stay here and enjoy Ghana for as long is. So guys, this is it. Thank you for watching this video up onto this level, and don't forget that you can subscribe to this channel, turn on your post notification, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you another day. Bye.